The breaststroke probably has the most variations of technique of any of the strokes. In a single race, you might observe many distinct styles of swimming, and they might all be legal. However, there are some definite rules to the stroke, so let's take a look at those. From the beginning of the first arm stroke after the start, and after each turn, the body shall be on the breast. While still submerged after the start and after each turn, the swimmer may take one arm pull completely back to the legs and one leg kick. The head must break the surface of the water before the hands turn inward at the widest part of the second stroke. If the swimmer does more than one pull or kick, that is a stroke violation. This swimmer should be disqualified. During the pullout, the arms will move simultaneously and in the same horizontal plane without any alternating movement. The kick shall be a breaststroke kick and must happen after the arm pull. The turn judge at the start end of the pool should watch the swimmer during the pullout, looking for one arm pull and one leg kick. The head must break the surface of the water by the widest part of the second pull. If the hands turn inward at the widest part of the second arm pull before the head breaks the surface, then it is a stroke violation. This swimmer should be disqualified. The turn judge should observe the swimmer during the pullout to make sure the head breaks the surface of the water before the hands turn inward at the widest part of the recovery of the second arm pull. When officiating breaststroke, watch the whole body, not just the pull or just the kick. From the beginning of the first stroke after the start and each turn, the body shall be kept on the breast. The arms shall move simultaneously and in the same horizontal plane without any alternating movement. The hands shall be pushed forward together from the breast, on, under, or over the water. The elbows shall be kept under the water except for the last stroke at each turn and the finish. The hands shall be brought back on or under the surface of the water. The hands shall not be brought beyond the hip line except during the first stroke after the start and each turn. Some part of the swimmer's head shall break the surface of the water during each cycle of one arm pull and one leg kick in that order. This swimmer's head did not break the surface during the stroke cycle. This is a violation. All vertical and lateral movements of the legs shall be simultaneous. The feet must be turned outward during the propulsive part of the kick movement. A scissors, flutter, or downward butterfly kick is not permitted. This swimmer should be disqualified. Breaking the surface with the feet is legal and shall not merit a disqualification unless followed by a downward butterfly kick, which will be discussed in a few moments. This swimmer is not in violation. A legally swum breaststroke may look very different from swimmer to swimmer, but the one kick will always follow a single arm pull. Many breaststrokers have an undulating motion to their bodies when swimming, almost a dolphin movement. This is perfectly legal as long as the swimmer is not using a downward butterfly kick during any part of the kick and is following the other rules of breaststroke. In fact, let's take a look here at two different swimmers, one swimming butterfly and the other breaststroke. You can see how similar the body movement can be between the two different strokes. The similarity can lead to some confusion and difficulty when judging the breaststroke. It can be hard to tell whether a swimmer is doing a downward butterfly kick or if the feet are just following the hips as the knees pull them forward. Let's compare these three swimmers. The first is doing a legal kick. Even though the feet are coming down together in a manner similar to a butterfly kick, they are actually following the hips as the knees pull them forward. This second swimmer is doing an illegal kick. The downward motion of the feet occurs prior to the knees pulling them forward. This third swimmer is a tough call. Can you tell the relationship between the feet and the knees? This is a judgment call, hence the term judges. It is not easy to tell, but this one is legal. Remember, if you aren't sure, then the swimmer gets the benefit of the doubt. The turn judge should observe carefully as the swimmer approaches the wall for a simultaneous two-hand touch. The breaststroke turn is almost identical to the butterfly turn. At each turn and finish, the touch shall be made with both hands simultaneously at, above, or below the water's surface. The hands at the turn or finish don't have to be on the same plane, but must touch simultaneously. That is, one hand can be above the water and one below, as long as the hands touch at the same time. The head can be submerged after the last arm pull prior to the touch at a turn or the finish, provided it has broken the surface of the water at some point during any part of the last complete or incomplete stroke cycle. Once the touch has been made, the swimmer can turn in any manner desired. It is important to observe a turn closely. The turn judge at the end of the pool should observe that the swimmer uses proper stroke into the wall. When the eyes shift to the two-hand touch, they should not shift back. It is important that the official observe the touch carefully because many swimmers touch the wall very quickly with both hands, and then one hand will immediately leave the wall. In other words, both hands touch, but one hand just brushes the wall and then is off again. If an official does not observe both hands touching the wall, an incorrect call may be made. After observing the touch, the official should watch the feet leave the wall and then check to see that the proper body position has been attained. Calling a disqualification for a downward butterfly kick off the wall is especially difficult. Body undulation and/or streamlining off the wall is normal and legal unless you actually see downward propulsive action of the legs and feet. These swimmers have normal undulation to their body movement. However, these two swimmers are committing a violation because they exhibit downward butterfly motion prior to the knees pulling the feet forward. If you are not completely sure of what you observed, then the swimmer gets the benefit of the doubt. Here are 3 swimmers performing the stroke. Swimmer number 1. Swimmer number 2. Swimmer number 3. Let's see how you did. Swimmer number 1 turns legally. This is an example of how quick a brush touch can happen. But if we watch in slow motion, you can see that the swimmer does indeed touch the wall with both hands. Swimmer number 2 breaks the surface of the water with the feet, but the feet are just following the hips as the knees pull them forward. This swimmer is swimming legally. Swimmer number 3 does a definite downward butterfly kick during the pullout prior to the knees pulling the feet forward. This is a violation.